Hi and welcome back to Real Reviews, where today I'm having a look back at the Alex Garland Netflix original Annihilation, which starred Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh and Tessa Thompson alongside Oscar Isaac. So let's dig back into the archive and find out exactly what all the fuss was about way back in 2018. So the accomplishments of Alex Garland are many and they are profuse. He is a writer, a director, a novelist. He wrote The Beach, which was then adapted into a film by Danny Boyle and starred Leonardo DiCaprio. He did Ex Machina, which had Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson, and explored robotics and AI and sort of that sort of thin line between the two. And he was also involved in 28 Weeks, Days and Years Later, which is currently being shot. Not to mention the fact that Civil War came out earlier this year, and it is a savage piece of American US political propaganda, and it's worth every minute of your time. You need to track it down. This is a man who does not lie down quietly, and his films and his novels and everything he does ultimately has a tinge of controversy about it, which is when we come to Annihilation, which he did in 2018, just before he did Men, and obviously way before he did Civil War. So the thing about Annihilation is it does explore sci-fi, it does explore genetics, it does explore evolution, and it does it in a really clever way. Yes, this stars Natalie Portman, and you've got Jennifer Jason Leigh, and you've got Oscar Isaac, so you do have a profuse amount of people in there of a decent character acting quality, not to mention Tessa Thompson. So that is ultimately what we're dealing with, but let's dive a little bit deeper because I think I might have rambled on just a touch too long. So Annihilation not only explores relationships and our relationship in terms of our sort of relationship to evolution, but it also it delves a little bit deeper in terms of addressing the cloning debate, because as Portman and Jennifer Jason Leigh and Tessa Thompson and the remaining crew make their way into this thing called the Shimmer, which is ultimately it's sort of like this sort of alien environment, this alien landscape where genetics, where trees and animals and human beings have all sort of merged together to create these hybrids. It's a really interesting sci-fi sort of shall we say offshoot segue, and it really does open up the arguments around how much we should be interfering with genetics, how much we should be trying to perfect or modify or sort of like change things for our own will. And it's these aliens who sort of come out of nowhere and forcibly do this, but don't do it in a malicious or malevolent way, it seems, that really sort of bring this thing to life. And the thing is, it's got so many throwbacks. It feels a little bit like the Walter Hill Southern Comfort movie from way back in the 70s, because you've got these five people who are ultimately just, they're quite strange, they're strangers to each other, and they go through these psychological and physical changes. There's also the idea of that there's life after death, and there's just so much, there's a wealth of different debates and arguments which are going on screen within this film. It's not just a star vehicle, it's not just a character piece or a character study. Annihilation literally has so many things going on inside it that it deserves more than, shall we say, just one watch. So based on the evidence that I've just given you, would think I'd be giving this a 5 out of 5. I am going to give this a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale, because as much as it opens up debates and it explores different ideas, and it's really clever and it's really inventive, and it's sort of, you know, it's very sort of 2001 A Space Odyssey in its sort of like pacing. Some people might not like that. Some people might not be able to get behind it. It can be quite slow. It can be quite ponderous. There are moments of, shall we say, confusion, and the ending is just a little bit too opaque for its own good. But nonetheless, this is a brave movie, and therefore it's getting a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. On that note, I'm going to dive into the trailer, and if you've got any sense, you'll dive into the film. And so as you've reached the end of the video review for Annihilation, this is a throwback Alex Garland movie from 2018. It's available on Netflix now. I suggest you track it down. So if you've liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Failing that, you can always just drop a comment in the comment box below and I will respond. And finally, just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday when I drop another one of these videos literally into your lap, you will get a little notification. You can pop in and watch or listen to as much or as little as you'd like, and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel and maybe pop over to the Patreon page. Take care. Cheers now. Bye.